Alright, welcome back to the Rebirth of Dave. This is our first pay-per-view, Counterculture 2020. A lot of you guys in the comments said you were hyped for this, which is great. So yeah, this is Counterculture. This is the logo I made. I put work into it. I want people to see it. I don't okay, that's whatever. But a few things, of course. We had to move Counterculture back one day because two people were going to be... Did we make a profit? Oh, shit, we made a profit. Alright, sorry. Because two people would have been out, and one of them is really important to this show, so I had to move it back a day. I couldn't keep it. One of the guys I could lose easily. The other one needed on this show. We won our regional battles, so I thought the regional battles would be anywhere where we're visible. I guess not. It's not even everywhere where we, hold a show, because I only was involved in 2 regional battles. I don't know the regional battle system. We won the Tri-State in the Southwest. That would be this one and this one. I don't know what it takes to qualify. So, yeah. I'm really confused. Alright, but in the actual wrestling news, the fucking social media thing is starting to pick up, and it's really funny. Oxmastodon posted a picture of him and Roderick Remus. They're having a bromance. Kozu Kawashima pulled a Seth Rollins on us. I don't have the picture up. I'll pull it up later and then cut it into right here. You're gonna hear me reading it word for word. Alright, so I'm gonna read this, but I'm not too good with names. Japanese names. I have a hard time pronouncing them. Koze Kawashima has caused a stir by saying on social media that he believes that all professional wrestlers have a duty to keep in good physical shape, and fat workers are lazy and an embarrassment to the sport. Comments have been called sizist and body shaming by some, in particular from Tadakuni Tosh... Oh, Jesus Christ. Tadakuni Toshusai, who rightly pointed out that despite not having a six-pack, he could still put on great performances, pop a crowd. That is fucking hilarious. He called fat workers are lazy and an embarrassment to the sport. Okay, alright, back to the fucking news. Alright, that was funny, right? Yeah. Dr. Rudo turned face, which, okay, that goes against his whole fucking gimmick, but, Miller Ford, of all people, won the fucking Ripcord Invitational. Those of you not familiar with the Cornellverse, the Ripcord Invitational is probably the most important singles tournament in the world, and Miller fucking Ford won it. Literally useless. Wasted. And then Island Boy Apollo is now fucking jacked. Those of you that watched my Road to the Show series with Kid San Juan would know who Island Boy Apollo is. Speaking on that, the Road to the Show series is going to continue. I'm just focusing on this series right now. After a little bit, I promise it will return, and it'll return in live stream fashion. So, I said I was going to stop live streaming it. I will live stream the Road to the Show. So yeah, but I'm focusing on the Dave series. I promise I'll finish the Road to the Show until either I get an A-star in a major company or Kid San Juan turns 40. So, there's that. But, let's get to the show. So, I hope that was fun. We opened the pre-show with Toma taking on Busta-Cat. My boy, Benjamin, huge fan of Busta-Cat. So, I'm having him job in the pre-show. You do what you can. Our second pre-show match, we have the McWade brothers and Brown Pride. We know the McWades aren't facing Flex and Pex tonight. This is what they get. They get to face a team they've already beaten. And it was a decent match. Fuck, I didn't do an opening show promo. Hold up. I gotta cut. I forgot to make an opening show promo. Alright, so we're back in the show. And we open the show, Chris Caulfield. He's right. You're gonna see this giant splodge on 2 parts of the screen. I'll explain that later on. I'll explain that later on, alright? Because this guy makes a reappearance. So, Chris Caulfield, it's just him and the camera. And he's talking directly to Pablo. He says, Pablo, I know you've hired all of these fucking goons to take out Akima Brave just so you could get your title shot. And Phil might be blind to it, but I'm fucking not, Pablo. I see right through your shit. I see right through your schemes. I knew you from south of the border. Alright? USPW and south of the border had a pretty strong rivalry going. We were scouting everyone, and we scouted you, and we knew the fucking bullshit you tried to pull in that company. And it's not gonna have fucking socked in the face. And then it's one of the masked men. And Chris, he's socking him in the face. Eventually, the masked man, he takes a step back, and he just has his hands up, and he's like, "Go, I'm done." However, Chris he looks at him. He looks at this masked man like, "Are you one of the other two? I don't recognize you." But the masked man, I don't know. I guess he just wanted to make his presence felt. I don't know if you can tell, but this was not planned on the show. I just had to make this so he didn't open with Doug Peak versus Madman Boone in our weapons match that went 6 minutes because old people don't know how to wrestle. So the match, despite being 6 minutes, it is a spot fest. These fuckers are willing to kill each other. They're doing spots one-upping each other. Madman Boone powerbombs Doug Peak off the top rope through a table. Doug Peak kicks out. Doug Peak tries to one-up him by doing a fucking superplex, not into the ring, but out of the ring. And then they're brawling up the ramp. This is Falls Count Anywhere, by the way. They're brawling up the ramp. Madman Boone tries to one-up Doug Peak by doing a fucking running spear, like a tackle. We call it a tackle because the spear needs to be preserved for people who actually call their finishers a spear. He does a running tackle off the fucking stage. Both men go fall. Doug Peak kicks out again. And then Doug Peak, he's setting up this thing. And it's going to be fucking crazy. He's got a ladder. And Madman Boone is on one table and there's another table on top of him. And Doug Peak goes for a fucking, like, not even half of a 450, so he lands on his back. But because of Doug Peak's obsession to one-up Madman Boone, Doug Peak overdoes himself, and Madman Boone gets out of the way, and Doug Peak just crashes into those tables. He is dead. Madman Boone picks up the victory, and it was all because of Doug Peak. Doug Peak is the reason Madman Boone won. 46, baby. Our next match, Knuckles and Shady K. Now, you guys said you were most hyped for this match, so I'm going to keep the winner. I'm pretty sure this is it. Hold up. I'm going to keep the winner a secret. So we open the match. Shady K, he's got the same barbed wire wrapped around his fist like he did when he challenged the match. And then Knuckles, he does the most heelish thing you could ever do. He opens the match with a rest hold, trying to avoid the barbed wire. He does a rest hold on Knuckles' arm so that Knuckles can't use it to punch him in the face with the barbed wire. I don't know, I forgot the name. He then switches the rest hold. He keeps a hold of the arm. He puts it behind Shady's back and manages to hold a rest hold on his back. But this was to his dismay because Knuckles managed to get his fist a little free and just starts scraping on on Knuckles' stomach with the barbed wire. And Knuckles' fucking stomach is just pouring blood. And all the ropes, by the way, are just wrapped with barbed wire. So as Knuckles' stomach is filled with blood, Shady K goes running at him. Knuckles does the dodge where he just throws Shady K. Shady K jumps into the barbed wire, and then, oh my god, and both men are just on the ground bleeding, and then blood, and then more spots happen, nothing really important, and then the match ends with Shady K. I don't know what Shady K's finisher is, so we're gonna make one up. I don't know. Let's say it's the lumbar check, where I think that's the one Cedric Alexander uses. Whatever Cedric's finisher is, that's the one he has. So he gets him up, it starts off like a back suplex, for those of you that don't know, and then He launches him up, and then the guy lands on Shady K's knees. So Shady's got Knuckles in that position, at the starting position. He's got him ready for the back suplex, but Knuckles is just fighting it. He won't go up for the double knees in the back. He's trying to avoid the finish. So Knuckles, furious, launches him up and then does the spot where the guy's both legs are spread out in front of the ropes, and he just fucking lands this dude's balls into the barbed wire. And Knuckles immediately he's immediately dead because he can no longer have kids. And then Shady K finishes him off with the lumbar check and gets the win. Knuckles sustained a strained wrist. You know what? I'm not surprised. Both men were going to be tired near the end because I wanted this to go 10 minutes. It was terrible. I don't care. It was fun for me. It's not about the rate. Well, it's somewhat about the ratings. This should have opened the show, but I really didn't think the 6-minute match would be better than this, but I also didn't think this would be a 39. I also couldn't go less than 10 minutes, by the way. Barbed Wire USA won't let you do that. Next segment, I don't remember what it is. I know that. Oh my god, shut up. Fuck, dude. Next segment in the Frankie Perez Wants Respect. Frankie Perez gets a win over Acid. That's right. I was gonna have Acid. He was gonna be somewhat of a main player, but the fans just don't want to see him. So we're gonna start transitioning that pop onto younger guys from Acid. Sorry, Acid, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And it was a really good match, of course, because Frankie Perez is a fucking legend. You know it says 39, but it's because he's not over yet. Once he gets over, this motherfucker's gonna be God. So Frankie Perez, he grabs the mic and he says, "Phil! Do I have your attention now? Huh?" You know, the Dave Bautista, huh? Huh? No, he doesn't say the huh. He says, "Phil, do I have your attention now? I just beat one of the top guys in this company. And you all fucking love to see getting his ass kicked. I know, all of you love seeing it. And all of you are gonna love seeing me kick the shit out of Pablo Rodriguez. And kick the shit out of Java." Fans go fucking wild for that line. They hate Java. Tribal Warrior, they go wild again. And those stupid masked goons, which then the masked goons, they come out and they beat him up. Because it's 2v1. It is 2v1. Next segment. The Dirty White Boys and Flex and Pecs. I'm not saving this because I'm pretty sure all of you could predict with your eyes closed. What? Never mind. I'm pretty sure all of you could see this from miles away. But Flex and Pecs retain the titles because the Dirty White Boys just kind of got thrown into this. But then after the match, the McWade brothers had enough. They're like, all right, we went through 2 fucking teams and we would have beat those dirty white fucks. They aren't saying this. This is like the attitude they're giving. We would have beat them if you didn't fucking come in here. So what they're going to do is they brought out 2 tables, both with thumbtacks on them. And then Flex and Pecs, who are just tired because the Dirty White Boys they just had a match with. And then the McWays just easily powerbombed them through one of the tables. However, Flex Garcia is not too lucky, and the table does not break. So, Dean McWade, he's like, oh, okay. So he goes to the top rope, and then he powerbombs him through it. And then the segment gets on Botchamania, because it's I Am the Table. There we go. Java and Tribal Warrior. That's right. So Tribal Warrior, he's coming out. He's still getting booed. And he's just like, what the fuck is happening? He's yelling this. He doesn't have a microphone. He's yelling this from a distance. He's like, why the fuck are you hating on me? My brother's the one you hate. Him. Not me. Him. What is this? Oh my god, you just boo whoever you want. And then Java comes out. Also do thunderous amount of boos. But Java, he says, listen, Tribal. Me, I would know of all people who would get booed by the fans. And I'm going to tell you why you got booed by the fans, why you're still getting booed by the fans. It's because you're nothing but a whiny bitch. Fans hardly ever cheer for Java, but they like that line. Hey, hey. And then Java continues, you are such this fucking whiny bitch. Everyone's sick of it. Okay, maybe I screwed you over in that one fucking match, but get over it, dude. It was a month ago. For fuck's sake, nobody wants to hear a grown man come out in stupid face paint and just complain about another person. And then he winks at the camera because that's exactly what he's fucking doing. He doesn't care. And then Java finishes, I'm going to go in that ring. I'm going to kick the shit out of you to a thunderous amount of boos. And I don't give a fuck. Which he proceeds to not do because Java needs to lose now. I wrote this whole story without thinking that Java would be booed, and then he was booed. So, yeah, he's going to lose. And then after the match, Tribal Warrior, he's celebrating to thunderous boos. And he's just furious. He's like, why the fuck am I getting booed? And then the music of Tennessee William comes out. And then Tennessee, he comes out and he says, all right, can both of you please stop with this disgusting behavior? Disgusting. I do not want to see hardcore anymore. I am a part of the majority. Hardcore is boring. It must be stopped. And nobody in this audience wants to see it, right? Thunderous boos. Thunderous boos. Tennessee, he tries to recover. He's like, the fans, they're confused. They don't understand what I'm trying to say, okay? Here, let me come in there and give you two a piece of my mind. And they both just fucking beat him up. They both just beat him up. They hate each other, but they hate this motherfucker more. So, there's that. And then, before our main event, Pablo and Chris, they make their entrances. Pablo, he's all ready. He's patting his arms like, I was going to say like this, but you can't fucking see me. He's patting his arms. He's getting ready. The bell's about to ring. The ref, he lifts his finger up to ring the bell, and then Phil's voice comes in. He's like, hey, whoa, stop. Somebody came into my office during the show. And they say that they're ready to compete. Out comes Akima Brave. Akima Brave has returned. Akima grabs the mic and he says, I don't know if this was you, Pablo. I don't know if this was you, Chris. I don't know if this was you, Phil. And what the fuck? All I know is that my knee fucking hurts, but I don't care. I'm going in that ring, and I'm coming out with the world title that I deserve. And I'm gonna walk out as champion. I'm gonna walk through those two masked bitches. I'm gonna fucking be the face of Dave. 16, nice. So it's now a three-way, which Chris Caulfield wins. No real spots happen. Nothing really notable other than Pablo is no longer a flavor of the month because it's now February. But he's still really good. So, Akima Brave also really good. He's still a lot better than I thought he would be. But Chris Caulfield retains. He beats Akima Brave, though. So, there was only one real spot to note. And the match, it's the finish. So, what happens is Chris Caulfield, he gets Pablo up for the danger drop. But he does it, like I said, it's probably a Death Valley driver. He does the Death Valley driver so viciously, Pablo lands on his back, and then Velocity launches him up into Akima Brave's finisher. And then Pablo, the velocity from that one, I don't know, whatever the fuck Akima Brave's finisher is. The velocity from that one launches Pablo out of the ring. And then Akima Brave walks into the danger drop for the pin. And then Pablo's dead on the outside. So what else but the two masked men to come? And Chris Caulfield and Akima Brave, despite having a grueling match, they go toe-to-toe with these masked men. And they're about to get the upper hand when a third one appears. The one that Chris Caulfield saw earlier. There's three of them. Pablo's nowhere to be seen. And Akima Brave and Chris Caulfield are laid out by the three masked men. Once again, had to block his name because he's a masked man. He's a masked man, so I had to block his name because eventually I'll explain. I'll explain it eventually. Alright? Eventually. Because, finish the show. Where's the rating? I forgot. 62! Yeah. Great. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to give praise to the three main eventers because Pablo always does great. Akima Brave is really surprised me, and Chris Caulfield had the best performance. So, praise for a great performance. Give him a hug, and then tell him he's... it's the other way around. Give him a hug. Tell him he's awesome. Make the speech. Scene, please. Yep. Riley McManus, you look like... Actually, you don't look bad. You won't fit in the company, but you look pretty good. Wow. Alright, anything else? Nate Johnson got divorced. This Chad stole... For those of you that don't know, once again, Hot Stuff Marie jacked a Colt's wife. Nate Johnson was banging her during that marriage. And I bet you he is banging another woman during that marriage. Would not surprise me. Show has been awesome. Yes, Knuckles is hurt. Fuck. This guy left the business, and this guy retired. Old fuck. How long are you out for, Mr. Nux? Nucky Nux? Nucky Nux? Dude, what do I say sometimes? 2 days. He's working, and I can use him in angles. Alright, cool. Yeah, that was the pay-per-view. We made a fuck ton of money, because we're awesome. Right. So, oh shit, 188,000 buys. Damn. That's fucking crazy. Alright. Before I log off, it's just gonna be sentimental shit. If you don't care, then fine. I just wanted to say thank you all for subscribing. I'm not at 100 yet. I'm at 99. But even though I'm not at 100, that's still fucking crazy that I'm at 99. I think I was at like 40 something when I started this series. I honestly don't know what to say. Just thank you all for watching this shit. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode of Dave. Yep. Great outro, bruh. Fuck, dude. Suck it, outro.